Welcome back, everyone. My name is Mr. Pat, and we have a super tasty lesson on the snack we all love, popcorn. So like always, everyone come gather up, put on your EcoSpaces thinking cap, because we're ready to dive right into some popping. So like I mentioned, we will be making popcorn today in a variety of different ways, just in different spices and little sweets. So that'll be later on, but before we get started, I want to ask a few questions to test all your knowledge and see how smart everyone is. So can anyone tell me where popcorn comes from? Popcorn, where does it come from? I feel like I know it. It's like at the tip of my tongue. And it's a vegetable, I'm pretty sure. Can anyone yell it as loud as they can? Everyone is right. If all y'all pointed at my hand and said it's that ear of corn that makes popcorn, you are all right. Now another question to see if you're really, really smart. You just got lucky that first time. So, where do we usually find the seeds in all our vegetables and fruits? Yes, that is correct. We usually find them on the inside. But with our corn, we're gonna find the kernels on the outside. And how the whole process of popcorn really works is, you get your corn, you dry it out, and then you take out all those dried out kernels, put them in a little bit of oil over high heat, and then the end product is gonna be those little fluffy white pieces that we call popcorn. That's the popcorn process, and that's how it all works. So let's get into the next part of this experiment. So today we got lots of popcorn kernels to pop, and we're gonna try 4 different flavor profiles. Yeah, I said 4. And what a flavor profile is essentially a combination of flavors that make one taste. So very excited for that. So now let's go into exactly what those mixes will be and what the ingredients will consist of. So with our ingredients, the must have are these popcorn kernels. And now for everything, for the 4 different flavor profiles, we'll be making a Mediterranean seasoning mix, a chili lime seasoning mix, a coconut curry seasoning mix, and a spicy sweet seasoning mix. So let's take a deeper look at what those ingredients will be. Alright, so we talked about flavor profiles, and now we're going to talk about prepping and getting all our ingredients ready for our popcorn. So I have everything split into 4 different stations because I want to be as organized as possible. We have lots of different ingredients here, so we don't want to get mixed up, and the only 2 ingredients that will be moving from station to station is the salt and pepper because they're in multiple different recipes. So that's the only thing. Everything else is in its right place. So let's get started, and first start off with the Mediterranean and chili lime mix. So I mentioned that we'll be using the zest of our lime, and the way we get the zest is by using a grater. Now I have a hand grater, you might have a cheese grater, anything will work as long as it take that top layer of skin off, and we'll collect it in this little cup. So the way to properly do it is you want to have your non-writing hand to hold the grater, and this will be the end that's sharp where we'll rub the lime against. Put it over here, and you just want to move your lime in an up and down motion, just like this. And you get little things of lime zest. So we'll do that, continue doing that for the most of the lemon so we get a decent amount of lime zest, and then we'll move on to the next part. Final product. Alright, so that was the only ingredient we really had to prep. Everything else is already set to go. We just gotta pour it into our different bowls and mix it all up. So now let's talk about how to properly measure dry ingredients. In the past, I've showed everyone how to do this, but I just want to do a little recap just in case you missed those videos. So the way you would properly measure any dry ingredient with a measuring spoon is you fill it so it's heaping over, just like this. And then you take a knife or a flat surface, in this case I'll be using another measuring spoon, and you just swipe straight across just like that. Now that's gonna give you a perfect 1/2 teaspoon measurement. So that's how you measure all your dry ingredients, and always make sure that it is not wet or anything like that on the spoon so things get left over. So let's now move into actually putting together all our little ingredients. Started with the Mediterranean mix. Now onto the chili lime mix. Onto the coconut curry mix now. And finally, we got the spicy sweet mix. Alright, so I showed everyone the final product of our 4 different flavor profiles we whipped up for the day. They all smell and look amazing. So we're about to get started cooking. So everyone knows what that means, right? Had to get the chef hat on. Let's get started with the cooking part. Alright, so I'm in the kitchen now at Greater New York Conservancy. I got my very large pot with my lid. Now I'm gonna add the vegetable oil and about a cup of kernels to start off with, and then we'll wait for the popping to start. So let's get started. We got the stove top going. Add in the 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now we're gonna add the cup of kernels. Heating up nicely in there. And like I mentioned before, all it takes is a little bit of oil, high heat in these kernels, and we'll produce that very fluffy popcorn. Make sure everything's cooked up. Now it's a waiting game. Pop the lid on, and we'll listen very closely to hear that popping. We have finished popping, and with just a cup, we got all this popcorn. So now I'm gonna separate it into 4 different bowls so we can mix it up with all the flavor profiles we got. Let's head over there. And we got all 4 flavor profiles ready to go for us to try out. We got the Mediterranean, the chili lime, the coconut curry, and that spicy and sweet right here. So let's go right into it. Never tried any popcorn with anything on it, so just usually a butter guy. New for me like always, so let's get right into it. This is the Mediterranean. I definitely knew it was gonna get a cheese vibe with the Parmesan. Alright, good start, good start. Onto the chili lime, big fan of chili powder. You like that hint of lime, perfect, and obviously chili powder. That's my favorite so far. This is my favorite. Onto the coconut curry. This would be a tie now. Couldn't choose between these two. Both really good. Was surprised because I'm not really a coconut person, but that curry definitely does the job. On to the last one now. With spicy and sweet mixture. I was hesitant about this one, but that cinnamon does wonders. I would never even thought to put cinnamon on popcorn. It's almost like a dessert type of snack, you know? So that's definitely really good and probably very easy to put cinnamon on it. But I just tried out all 4 flavor profiles and they were really good, but if I had to choose a top one, I would have to go with the spicy and sweet because that cinnamon definitely does amazing work on this popcorn. But thank you everyone for coming out to my Popcorn 4 Ways lesson. We'll be back next time for our garden in a bottle lesson.